What is going on, people? Welcome back to another episode of the Mike Roach podcast. And I just got to start off by saying this. This episode is unbelievable from what I'm seeing here in Lindsay, Ontario. From Lindsay, Ontario, I'm just going to show you the video right off the bat because we have a lot of things to discuss. But let me show you this video here first, please, on YouTube, because, man, this is unbelievable. Here you go.
In this town of 22,000 people northeast of Toronto, many here are only talking about two.
I heard, what happened to, Jeremy upstairs. And, from what I understand, someone, broke into his place while he was sleeping, and they attacked him and he defended himself.
It all happened in the unit above Jesse Kalabik's tattoo shop early Monday morning. Police say they were called to this apartment for a report of an altercation. They say the resident, identified in court documents as Jeremy McDonald, woke up and found an intruder in his home. A fight ensued, and the alleged intruder, identified as Michael Kyle Breen, was airlifted to a Toronto hospital with serious injuries.
I think what he did was justified. There's a lot of, controversy going on right now.
The controversy erupted after police charged both men. McDonald faces aggravated assault and assault with a weapon charges. Court documents suggest a knife was involved. Breen faces various charges, including possession of a weapon, break and enter, and failing to comply with probation.
Something is broken. I know if someone breaks into my house or someone else's, you're going to fight for your life. This guy has a weapon. You're going to use any force you possibly can to protect your family.
Kawartha Police, which laid the charges, defended their decision. Under Canadian law, individuals have the right to defend themselves and their property. However, it is important to understand that these rights are not unlimited in Canada. The law requires that any defensive action be proportionate to the threat faced.
We really need to know the details of what happened inside that home.
Defense attorney Joseph Newberger says it's too early to know exactly what happened inside the apartment, and says Canada does have self-defense laws despite the misinformation circulating online.
We do have sufficient self-defense laws that are broad enough that if an individual comes in with a knife or a gun and you are at serious risk of bodily harm or death, you can respond with lethal force.
Court documents show there was an arrest warrant out for Breen, the alleged intruder, at the time of this incident. Once he is released from hospital, he will be held in custody pending a bail hearing. Meanwhile, McDonald will be back in court at the end of September.
So, okay, you guys just watch this video here, okay? And the interesting thing about this is there's still some facts here that they didn't mention in this video that I did find out allegedly in some other videos that I've watched that have been covering this. So first of all, Michael Kyle Breen is the suspect in this case. Obviously, he was caught. We know it's him. But he breaks into this guy, Jeremy McDonald's place, and it's 3:20 a.m. 3:20 a.m. He goes up through the back ladder, goes in, and first of all, what they didn't have in there, what we found out after, he breaks in through a window that the guy who lives there, Jeremy McDonald, his daughter usually sleeps in that room. And so luckily she wasn't there that night. But anyway, he breaks in, he has possession of a weapon, which allegedly was a crossbow. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard me correctly. It was allegedly a crossbow.
What's happening over here during whole season? I've been holding it back. It's a complete crap.
This man broke in 3:20 a.m. with a crossbow, allegedly. So, first of all, he was already on bail, and he failed to comply with probation, arrested for break and enter. He did have a warrant, possession of a weapon, mischief under $5,000. This guy clearly has issues. But put it this way. We heard that the guy who lives there, Jeremy McDonald, was arrested. Okay, so picture it like this. You're sleeping in bed. You're completely knocked out. It's 3:20 a.m. All of us who are knocked out at that time are in a daze. So imagine being awakened by somebody in your place that you can hear. You already know. And if anybody has been in a situation like this, I have not been in a situation like this. I have been in a situation where somebody tried to get in my house, but didn't gain access to the house. And I could see the guy when this happened, which was years ago, trying to come in through my back door. And I saw him trying to pull the door and get in, couldn't get in. He runs away. Now, when this is happening, dude, your heart is racing. Your heart's racing. And the immediate thing that you're doing is looking for a weapon. Because clearly you know that whoever this person is trying to enter your house has nothing good planned for you. You know that immediately. And so your heart's racing, your heart's pounding because the only thing you know you have to do is act and act fast. You don't have time to think. You got to make moves. You got to do something. So Jeremy does that. He acts. And you're scared as hell. Your heart's racing. You don't know what's happening. You just know this guy is in your house. So what it becomes now is survival of the fittest. It's you versus him. And it looks like Jeremy McDonald gave him a good old-fashioned Canadian ass whooping. Give him a beat down. Drop a bomb. Because in that situation, what are you really supposed to do? Offer the guy some tea and say, "Oh, what are you doing here? Just hanging out, huh?" No, man. That's not how this works. We know that's not how this works. Now they're saying it has to be proportionate. You don't have time to think about what proportionate is. You are whooping this guy's ass. You're whooping his ass. Think about it. Imagine being somebody who goes to work, works hard every day, and from what some of the witnesses says who know, I've saw a witness that knew both of these guys, but from the one who knew the guy who lived there, Jeremy McDonald, they say he's a very hardworking guy, goes to work every day, minds his own damn business. And then when you live like that, and then somebody is willing to come into your place when you're just hardworking, you're not bothering anyone, you're probably living paycheck to paycheck, doing your thing. I don't know the circumstances, but a lot of people are living like that these days. When something like this happens to you, it infuriates the hell out of you. It infuriates you. And so he gets a hold of this guy now in his place, and he gives him the ass whooping of a lifetime. Gives him the ass whooping of a lifetime to the point where this guy apparently almost died. They had to airlift his ass out of there. You got to leave people alone. Because the crazy thing is, well, it's not crazy. It's honestly, in the eyes of most of the public, this is justified. Somebody comes up into your house at 3:20 a.m. in the morning. Thank God his daughter wasn't there because he broke into the house in that room that she usually sleeps in, and he has a crossbow. Ladies and gentlemen, a crossbow, you get hit with that. He has an hour, it's over for you. It's over for you. So for them to say the ass whooping has to be proportionate, you're not thinking in your right mind when that happens. You're terrified. You're in fear. You don't know what the hell is going on except there's somebody in your house who should not be there and he has a deadly weapon with him. But yet, he's the one who also gets charged because of the assault. Now, aggravated assault and assault with a weapon. So I'm assuming he had a knife or stick, or I don't know what the hell he used. But Jeremy McDonald was also charged in this. And that, I mean, that is...
This is completely BS. This is shame. Shame for the referees, shame for the league to allow this.
Thank you, Darko. I mean, this is embarrassing. You got to leave people alone. You got to leave people alone, man. And apparently this guy was I'm hearing a drug addict of some sort, some type. I'm not really sure what the situation is. But clearly the man has problems. And that problem potentially might get him killed. He's in the hospital and he ain't looking too good. And in these situations, a lot of people rather be tried by court than carried by six. And honestly, you can't necessarily blame them for that type of mindset, man. This is crazy. This is ridiculous. It really is. And I'm sure that this is going to be a case that you're going to be hearing for a while, because if the perpetrator, the guy who committed the break and enter, ends up dying, this entire case gets exponentially bigger. And we don't know what it turns into after that. So this is going to be a case that people are going to be following. Outrageous, in my opinion. Folks, if you enjoyed this topic today, please make sure to follow, like, subscribe, and share the podcast. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Please get in the comments. And thank you for all the love and support. I will be back more consistently now that, you know, the dog days of summer are coming to an end. There are a lot of things to talk about. And I know, once again, people, you know me mostly for sports, but I'm speaking about a whole bunch of different topics right now because there's just so much going on in this world and it has to be discussed and talked about. Make sure you follow me on IG. You can also catch me on X at Mike Roach 7, on IG, on X at Mike Roach 23. Folks, I will be back again soon. It's your boy, and I'm out.